But doesn't he know that this country does not extradite their citizens to a different country to be tried? But this is common sense. Eh?
Out of Honorable Sam George, me nim adia ayana otume koko pass comment be say Russia citizen in fact didn't be Russia bagana ha because of nsɛmwɔne a wabɛdi. Sam George ababe pass comment bi him say Russia citizen obe make sure say in fact extraditing in Ghana. Na sansem way a Sam George di betu dwa no social media for one nsɛm ka. Out of Honorable Sam George ankasa, to be frank, me who ade any problem. Ope se onya ade na amanfo hu so oye adwuma so loki no onye hwe. Anka we de in the right sense no, wo be bibi se kra wo nka. Eye ya na waye, ye de abrante ni beduga na ha na afi de wano ayedin. Because eni awonwade a otumi ye. Na nsen ya wo ni DSTV, ye hu yawa okoye ye. DSTV fa ho e use wo de free advert. Inti sɛ wopɛ sɛ improve wo ho a ɛnyɛ chɔchɔchɔ no ɛnyɛ dedeni na hia arɔfoɔ yɛntie nkɔmmɔ no deɛ Magraheb ɛne GH TikTokers ɛde ɔmo ano aba bɛtu mu ɛndeɛ ɔmo fire Sam George say hey wonhu adwuma no so a gyae sɛ ɔkeka nsɛmhunu no na wo deɛ woka no kra no there is no way ɛbɛsi Putin no ɔno ɔte ɔno nyɛ adeɛ ɔbɛgya ma ne nkurɔfoɔ ayɛ dɛ aba Ghana ha arɔfoɔ de yɛntie nkɔmmɔ no wɔ de side ɛnyɛ dɛn ɛmfa mmra.
In the presence of Sam George, then that makes sense. But if Sam George says, oh no, it's a standing invitation to the Russian ambassador to Ghana to come to our office just for this, that doesn't make any sense because you don't really, the embassy doesn't deal with Ministry of Communication. They deal with Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So that in the first place doesn't, make any sense.
Part of what we do is also to deal with sextortion and child online protection. In this instance, I'm sure you're referencing the Russian gentleman who came into the country. Yesterday, I caused the ministry to send an invitation to the Russian ambassador. I intend to see him this week and have a conversation with him. We're taking a very strong view of it.
And then the second thing he said was, okay, Obama, I said Russia for no nipa no wonu kurom. They are thinking say Ghana or Russia. I even saw a video na suggest say ya check guy no, but based on the Sam George I don't think that is true. But let's move on. Obama Russia for I hear guy no mo dey na Ghana say na be your be face Ghana mra. Then you also look into that and you see okay. When it comes to Ghana Russia, there is no extradition treaty between both countries. So if there's a big money or Ghana no Ghana Russia, you can't force the person to come back to, come back to Ghana. The Russian government won't do that. They're actually notorious for not kind of letting people out of their country because of Adebia, other country.
That gentleman will be looked for. We will activate every resource in our disposal, working with Interpol. The way we've Interpol to extradite Ghanaians to other jurisdictions, we will request the Russian authorities, and that's why I've invited a Russian ambassador, to work with our law enforcement. We want the gentleman to come to Ghana, to be brought back to Ghana, extradited to Ghana, for him to face the rigors of our law.
Yeah, the whistleblower from NSC, can say America for any crime, didn't cry in design. We're a free guy, but if you know, you know. Oh, yeah, you as a for a penachana or too long, Ghana, Russia. No one touched him. Didn't care about me. The guy stayed, I think that still not the guy, Edward Snowden, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The guy is still there. Nothing happened to the guy. Now, understand that guy had more information. Russian government in here. But again, the Russian government want to knowingly send their citizens to Ghana. Say, okay, brabe face Ghana, especially if they don't have any extradition treaty in place. So if you say you are bringing the guy by force, it's like you are talking out of, can be keke. You are putting yourself in the conversation, but you can't actually do anything. DSTV could have went to me and focus on idea here. Because if there is actually my own video, a complaint against the Russian embassy, against the guy or police station, nothing. Not a single person about who's okay. There is this. So if a minister comes out and say this, blatantly you are lying to the people. And that I don't get it.
We will work on it. We're working on it. We'll be with my Lelu team at cybersecurity is building a full docket. whether we have the gentleman or not.
And then SamGeorge the cry Maya the guy na banny the fact to say while record a man for without consent. You gotta be kidding me. Sam Marano or Ghana. Do you know people they record in Ghana without their consent? Every single day, nothing happens to them. And the thing is, I've seen a picture of just one lady be another dying it here, on the ultimate guy not say her. But aside that one, I've not even seen videos and anything of guy who actually sleeping with, the ladies and recording and posting it online as a weird. Now, according to SamGeorge, there is a site here. Guy na post videos and trying to make money out of it. There are people they do that every single day. What I say? So unless people actually involved in this whole mess, actually a lodge complaint against ABA Ministry of Cyber, Ministry of Communications and that true ABA cyber security and stuff like that, and stop, and then you see okay, then you will swore. But other than that, even though say we all feel for the ladies, at the end of the day. Yeah, people just get fucked over. And they have in this instance. So in as much as we want justice to be done for our own ladies, I don't see how SamGeorge will make any change or can actually lead to anywhere. If I'm mistaken.
First of all, still on this Russian guy issue, the communication minister said this. Government to extradite Russian gentleman involved in secret filming of Ghanaian ladies. This is virtually impossible. It is close to impossible. If it is a Ghanaian that did this, and then he's in Russia, there can be, some form of cooperation. But it's a Russian citizen, and you think the Russian government will allow you to, arrest? No, it's virtually impossible. There is no bilateral treaty between Ghana and Russia. The Russian law prohibits, I repeat, the Russian law prohibits the extradition of their citizens to any country if they commit a crime in that country. So if there's some form of cooperation, then the guy will serve his sentence in Russia and not in Ghana. This extradition thing is virtually impossible. Now, the only way this guy can be extradited is if he commits a double crime. That is, he commits it in Russia and then in Ghana. Even at that, he will serve the sentence in Russia. So as long as it's not a political offense, the Extradition Act of 1960 cannot, it is virtually impossible. So, Master, I'm sure SamGeorge is just saying this to make the ladies feel better. Look, the ladies should accept that they fucked up. They fucked up by following a stranger into his room after just 5 sentences. This is something they'll have to live with. The guy will not be extradited. Even a Ghanaian that's in America, you cannot extradite him back. And a Russian national, it is virtually impossible. So the ladies should accept that they messed up. And they messed up by following a stranger, and they will learn from it. And for other Ghanaian ladies will also learn from it. But apparently this guy will come out and come and serve sentence in Sawam. It is impossible. They will not do it.
Wouldn't we be? Share video maninsi.
Invited the Russian ambassador to work with our law enforcement. We want the gentleman to come to Ghana, to be brought back to Ghana, extradited to Ghana, for him to face the rigors of our law. Ghanaian citizens, irrespective of their decision making, will be protected by their government.
You say one question. Do you think say we are possible now? SamGeorge say, be make sure say on be strategy. Russia guy no abagana say no money na delay because oye secret recording and no say the wa form rano. So we make sure say, I'm strategy guy in the free Russia and the Abagana say, I'm not the but we say Putin, you better to me say, Yema or no, Omo no ni Krumba. On says I say for them Africa, now Africa for the Mediterranean. Obsia, I say my SamGeorge King. We are sure so bet me aye. Ghana wangasa mudiebo too much obizia for mudiebo too much. Obizia high ASM share video we posting. Na chira wa your comment section. Chira wa dwen ami hu say asem na SamGeorge kanon. Oye sure say betimi abemana. So the akwani be free Russia abagana. Era onye na masipia o.
In that of us, Otian Commoni, way a Magraheb, Ninsem or Dibetu, and a guy no to us on the say. Say Sam George I already say up some more extradite obi a. And the keno for yata bi o no momfa ne mra. I think say brante wakanina. Yen pennyfo no I don't see any seriousness in them. Yen fanto nchen say the NPP party is doing well in some other in some aspects na their day. But when it comes to Sam George, the war in your manner, to be frank, I don't see any seriousness in it. A whole minister to me call na multi-choice. I'm a multi-choice a use cycle also to me use the free advert. We are what be a microphone e be gina so aka say education pays in Ghana wa bra wa onim say education doesn't pay. E no kra na nchen ye wo Ghana ha ye na modi ya yen crop wa kwa broche say FBI then denti in fact ye form nko ba won say this Russia ni ye so ye mane mba in this case no wan mu na ye jimi for no wan mu e na ye jimi for no. It's about time Ghana I was saying to me nkoyenim sankrofo ya mom koi obekombe bi mu ye businessmen. I don't know the evidence omutumi gather ya sankrofo omutumi di omukoye banka sa na nke de be abutrika so abutrika ma na ni anya den a ana kokoye yesa masa nke de no ko shatawale ama na ni anya den ana kokoye yesa masa nke omu de no ko. These people uti wa bedrin say omodwe ho omoboa they only think of their pockets. Bottom any nyomo kanya sanka Sam George wa unim say asema wuken it is never going to happen. Now o run one gidi wa opeso bia hu say na minister na heading cho you no go do anything munye ejuma no fam prove Ghana for wrong ya bremo ma me fa munsia for the meantime now for ma me mu adwen comment ni mu edi no Ghana gossips.